Jon Hendricks, Michael Schlagers. On this next song, we'd like to feature the singing sound of our alto saxophonist, Wessel Anderson. It's another Christmas classic entitled Hark, the Herald Angels Sing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. We know it's very cold outside and everywhere. They say it's the coldest day in the history in this century. So we hope that maybe this story might warm y'all up a little bit. We're gonna throw this out for the kids too. But before I go into this next story, I'd like to introduce a man who's had a great influence on me personally, one of the greatest trumpet players in the world, certainly, master of blues trumpet. And when I was in high school, I used to always go check him out whenever he would come to New Orleans, and I would stand around and try to get some advice and just generally be moved by the way that he played and the type of man that he was and is. I used to find myself trying to stand like him and play his little phrases, whatever I could figure out that he was playing, which really wasn't that much. But I would think that it was something then, you know, in the ignorance of youth. But along with our clarinetist, Mr. Alvin Batiste, who, Mr. Bat, that's right. For me, these men exemplify what Christmas is all about because they are constantly giving of their time to young musicians. I know I was the recipient of many hours of their very valuable time, free of charge. And I know that the gentleman that I'm about to introduce goes all around the world teaching kids. And as a matter of fact, he gave me a flugelhorn when I was in high school. Just here, man, take this horn and practice. Maybe one day you'll be something. So it gives me great, great honor to bring out Mr. Clark Terry on the trumpet. CT. And we're going to do a somewhat impromptu reading of the poem, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Was the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. Here he comes. Yes, yes, St. Nick. Well, the children were nestled all snug in their little beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their little heads. Well, Mama was in her kerchief, and I had on my cap, and we had both settled our brains for a nice, long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window, I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters. Then I tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With the little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it just must be Saint Nick. That's how he sounded. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder, and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. Well, he was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot. And his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. Well, the stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. Well, he was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf. And I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose, giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Yes, yes, to all a very good night. Thank you. Clark Terry on the trumpet. Lord have mercy. Right now we're going to bring Mr. Hendricks back out and close with another holiday favorite entitled Deck the Halls.
With boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don't we know our gay barrel, fa la 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 la. Don't we know our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Deck us all with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Down me now, our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Baby dee baby doo bed nibble doo be doo ben. So da 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 do the bed out of it da. Do no bed up, no bed no bed no bed up, no bed no bed no bed no bed no bed no bed no bed. Bam baby dee baby dee da da ba 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 da baby doo da da. Baby, 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 bam, bam, baby, baby, bam. They are going to be with baby, 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 bam. Little, 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 you know that. Baby, baby, you know that. Deck us all with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don't we know archaic barrel, fa la 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 la. Don't we know archaic apparel, fa la 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 la. La 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 la. Better watch out, you better not cry. Santa Claus is coming to town. Merry Christmas.
Live from Lincoln Center, this is a classical jazz Christmas with Wynton Marsalis, featuring the Wynton Marsalis Band. And it is coming to you direct from the stage of Alice Tully Hall at Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts here in New York City. The latest in the continuing series of Live from Lincoln Center telecasts. This, a rather unusual departure from the normal fare on our Live from Lincoln Center broadcasts, but one that I'm sure you welcome as a seasonal offering from some of the great musicians of our time. Now, let's again go backstage to our host, Charles Wadsworth, with Wynton Marsalis.
Wynton, I've been listening to you in rehearsals all week, and I'm so moved by what's been going on out there on the stage. You seem to have found in jazz and improvisation an extraordinary way of getting your feelings and emotions into music, unhampered. And I want you to talk to me a little bit about feelings and how you do that through jazz?
Well, this is the most important thing in music, is that you communicate something human. And I'm from New Orleans. You know, everybody in New Orleans has the soul and the feeling, because we grew up with the gumbo and po' boy sandwiches. The thing about music is that it's a very difficult language, and you have to dedicate a lot of your life and your time and energy to music so that it will let you in. See, a lot of times music it's like with a woman. You know, if you don't spend a lot of time and devote your energies to her, you might not really get anything.
Give it up.
Yeah.
Well, you said something about there is, at one point to me during rehearsals, that there's nothing that gets in the way between what you're feeling and the music, as opposed to maybe sometimes in classical music. You want to tell, what were you meaning by that?
Well, sometimes in classical music, it's just the quest for perfection, like not missing notes. But I think that the very best classical artists play with a lot of feeling and soul and emotion. And I think that classical music itself, like the artists like Bach and Beethoven, they were very deeply spiritual men, much like our masters, like Ellington and Armstrong.
Yeah, well, you know, Ellington is regarded by all of you guys evidently as an icon, as someone you look up to so specially. And what is it about Ellington that sets him apart?
Well, he's the greatest American artist, and he occupies the same position in American music that Bach occupies in European music. He's consolidated all of the traditions. He's invented a whole new system of harmony based on the blues, system of timbral harmony that didn't exist before him, blue mood pieces, concertos. He's written many forms that still haven't been discovered or played. And he's just so great, so prolific, so profound, so American.
What's coming up in the Nutcracker is an amazing example.
Yes, he truly puts our vibration on European music.
You know, I am fascinated by the huge age gap of the people you've gotten together for this concert, going from Milt Hinton on bass coming up in the Ellington to, I've been blown away by Marcus Roberts as a pianist. I tell you, he has really gotten to me.
Yes, he's very... Come
On You Faithful is too much.
He's a very serious young man.
But tell me about this wide age spread, and doesn't seem to hinder anything in terms of results.
Well, our music is like life, you know. There's no such thing as a generation gap. It's like in life, you're raised by your parents and your grandparents, and for some reason we believe that at some point you're supposed to rebel against those who love you and become exploited by those who are interested in taking your money. Most of the times it's their money they're taking if you're in high school. But in our music, we don't have that. Our music the hierarchy is established by knowledge. And a man like Clark Terry, he's a great trumpeter, and someone like me, I practice and I'm serious, but I have many years to go. Or Mr. Hendricks, you know, these men have been in music for 40 or 50 years, and you can't replace that type of experience just with some terminology or some publicity.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm amazed at the energy that Milt Hinton, when he does the slap-based stuff coming up in the Tchaikovsky, there is no age. I mean, and I've heard you play with Sweets Edison and Doc Cheatham, where you're they're in the 70s and 80s, right?
Right, and I'm getting a lesson every time.
It is extraordinary. I have been very interested in what's been happening with classical jazz at Lincoln Center, that there is a real emphasis on classical jazz. And you as artistic director, I'm very curious about where you are, what you look forward to doing, and what the classical jazz program is all about here.
Well, we're trying to just present jazz at Lincoln Center and present the finest of the music, the history of the music, the composers, and give the musicians who are on the scene today a chance to play in a forum to express what they're doing and what they've done. And we're trying to consolidate all of the music. We don't want to see the music divided into periods, because in art there is no period.
Right. Are you like me? I mean, I get very upset as a classical artist when people say, I'm in serious music, and then over here there is jazz. I mean, that really kills me. I'm sure it must get to you more than probably it gets to me.
I think those are old prejudices, and those who still have those prejudices are really behind the time. Because certainly a master like Louis Armstrong, the trumpet, has never been played like that and probably never will. And I think it's a matter of us as a country coming to grips with certain prejudices that we have and really exposing our kids to this wonderful, marvelous legacy of music that is preserved on recording. And if we do that, we'll find that our people will become more American.
Do you all want to be eventually an archive sort of a repository for great jazz that's occurred in the past and show people what's happening today and what has happened and pull all this together eventually?
Right, and we have Lincoln Center Library that I go to many times to get all the old magazines and recordings, but we want to eventually have a camp for the young kids and expand our time and get better programming and better transcriptions and get some of the younger generation musicians to play with the older ones so that they can soak in some of this good knowledge that I'm fortunate to get.
I was very curious when you had Clark Terry step into your shoes playing your piece. What is it like hearing Clark play back the part that you have recorded and that you have, outlined?
Well,
What's your reaction?
I love Clark Terry so much, and I mean, he's been such a great inspiration to me and many musicians. I mean, just the feeling of love, and it's hard for me to even describe. It's like something, looking at my father all of those years in New Orleans with all the students. He and my mother, he got guys come to my house and they practice and work on music. And many years my father wasn't working, but he still would practice the piano, and he would always tell us. Sometimes me and my brother could go out and play a job and make more money than our father. And Lord knows we still can't play as well as him. And he would say, yeah, y'all might be making this money, but it's something in the music that you have to pay the dues and shed to get to. And a musician like Clark Terry exemplifies all that all of us want to represent. So for me,
Well, it's a beautiful thing. I know you and Clark both have this extraordinary interest in kids and helping kids. And if you can give us some advice to a young person who is getting started out, you were fortunate having a wonderful father there.
Well, the first thing I tell them is that your personality comes through in the music. So the first thing you have to try to be humble. A humble person. Always remember that giving, the music is in the spirit of giving and brotherhood. So you have to try to deal with your personality, and then in terms of practicing, it takes the utmost seriousness and dedication because the artists who have come before us were very serious people, like Louis Armstrong, and Sweets Edison, Doc Cheatham, Clark Terry, Dizzy Gillespie. I mean, the list is so long, Charlie Park. And these were very serious men, but with big hearts.
Right.
So you have to really pursue music and be serious, and don't believe in generation gaps and all that stuff. Just deal with the information. That means you have to do research. You're not going to learn about it in school or in jazz magazines. You have to get to the recordings.
You have reason to be very proud because of this great heritage that we all are enjoying. Thank you. It's fantastic to hear you, to have been with you all week.
I'm just trying to represent my elders. And
you are doing an incredible job.
Thank you.
We're grateful to you.
Thank you very much.
You're a blessing to all of us.